Hey guys, Hammy here, and guess what? Some great news for you as to how you can get some amazing cool stuff in Overwatch and Heroes of the Storm. Heroes of the Storm 2.0, a big revamp to Heroes of the Storm, is coming out right now. It's going to be live in EU tomorrow. It's live in America, probably as you see this video. With the launch event for this, we were treated to a new hero in Heroes of the Storm, that is D.Va. She is making the crossover into the Nexus, and there is also a new Nexus challenge, as well as a bunch of other stuff going on. It's a really good time to both get free stuff in Overwatch and free stuff in Heroes. So I'm going to quickly sum up what's going on, the news that's happening, and how over the next 4 weeks you can get some really cool stuff in both Overwatch and Heroes of the Storm. Ready for the free stuff? Here we go. First things first, D.Va was announced as a new hero in a cinematic called the Hanamura Showdown. If you guys haven't known, then Genji has just come into Heroes of the Storm. I've covered his voice lines, link in the description below. We see him fighting off against the Lord of Terror, Diablo, before D.Va comes and shows that he doesn't have to fight alone. Very, very cool. I'm sure she's going to be in testing on the Heroes Public Test Realm soon. But what's also really cool is that there is a Nexus Challenge 2.0 that has just been announced. Now, this runs over 4 weeks. You get cool stuff in Heroes of the Storm and cool stuff in Overwatch. It's really, really good. So watch how you do it here. Important thing before I start, to do a quest week, you need to have completed every consecutive week. So you need to play 5 games a week of Heroes of the Storm for the next 4 weeks. So that's 20 games in total. Here are the details as to what you get. In the first week, it's a catch-up of the original Nexus Challenge. So if you play 5 games, then you get Oni Genji skin in Overwatch, you'll get the skin, icon, and the spray, and then in Heroes of the Storm, you'll get the Oriachi hover cycle, and then the Oni Genji spray, portrait, and banner. So in just 1 week with 5 games, you can catch up on the previous Nexus Challenge and get that Oni Genji Overwatch skin. Very, very cool. Now in week 2, if you play another 5 games, get this, they have to be in quick match, unranked or ranked. In the old Nexus Challenge, you could play them against bots, so these have to be quick match, unranked or ranked. But you can get this awesome looking D.Va police skin and the Busan police bike in Heroes of the Storm. But the D.Va police skin is in Overwatch. There's also some other cool stuff in week 3. Again, play another 5 games. You get a player icon and Officer D.Va spray in Overwatch. Then in Heroes of the Storm, you get the bike mount, spray, portrait, and banner. If you go to week 4, then this is the big one for a lot of people. If that Officer D.Va spray and skin weren't cool enough, I think it looks absolutely awesome, then check this out. You get 10 loot chests in Overwatch just for playing 5 quick match unranked or ranked games, and then 10 loot chests in Heroes of the Storm as well. Heroes of the Storm is getting loot chests as part of Heroes 2.0. There's also some really other cool stuff happening in Heroes. I'm just going to quickly sum it up here, but if you've never played it before, and if that Nexus Challenge wasn't enough, there's a really cool offer that will get you 20 heroes pretty much straight away, and that's a lot of money value in real cash terms. So what's going on? Mega bundles have been introduced. If you've ever thought about giving Heroes a go, and while you're trying to get that Nexus Challenge stuff for all of those Overwatch rewards, you can get a mega bundle. Now, you get free gems to get one of these mega bundles. I think it's 1,000 gems, and each mega bundle contains 20 heroes and has its own theme, which is really cool. So you get free gems just for logging into Heroes of the Storm. You can play towards getting all of those cool Nexus Challenge Overwatch rewards. You get free stuff for Heroes of the Storm as you go, and you can get 20 heroes to play with while you're doing it, which is really cool. So here's a real quick summary of the different mega bundles and a little bit of info, so you can pick ones with Overwatch heroes in, or if you've played MOBAs or games like this before, maybe things like League or Dota, to understand what kind of roles you can get. And then if you've never played a game like this before ever, just an idea of what kind of heroes you can pick up. The first one is Assassin. So this is damage dealing heroes. They might be big damage dealing attackers, they might be big nukers, or they might be sort of junglers, characters that roam around to jump on unsuspecting or unaware enemies. So in this Assassin pack, you can get Tracer for free. There's also heroes like Kerrigan, the Queen of Blades from StarCraft, you might be familiar with, Nova, the StarCraft Ghost, Jim Raynor from that universe too. If you're a Warcraft fan, heroes like Sylvanas, Zul'jin, and a Diablo fan, well, Li Ming, the very dangerous wizard. The next pack is Flex. There's a big sample of all of the different roles of heroes. So that's tanks, supports, assassins, and specialists. They're kind of the 4 different types of hero you get. The Flex pack has a bit of a mixture of them all. I'd pick out some of my favourites. ETC, he's a really fun tank. Johanna, the Diablo Crusader is pretty fun. Lieutenant Morales is a cool StarCraft support medic you get in there. For you Warcraft fans, there's Rhaegar, Rexxar, the Lost Vikings, an old Blizzard game, and then Varian, a multi-class hero. He can switch between being a damage dealer and a tanky character, which is pretty sweet too. The third is Support and Specialists. If you're an Overwatch fan, you can get Lucio and Zarya in this one, so might be worth picking up. Their playstyles are very similar to their playstyles in Overwatch, so pretty easy for you to jump into. There's also Brightwing, a pretty crazy fairy dragon, Auriel, the angel from Diablo, Chen from Warcraft, Lili, Malfurion from the World of Warcraft, Tyrael from Diablo, and also Tassadar from StarCraft. So if you want to be supporting people, buffing people, or doing very, very specialised things on the battlefield, there's some really unique and interesting heroes to play in there. Last but not least is tanks and bruisers. So Zarya is also in there as well if you want to play a very tanky frontline kind of hero, or someone who can get right in the face and do lots of melee damage. These guys will be a good pick for you. Zarya is in there as well. I'd also pick Alarak, being a lot of fun as well, and also Artanis from the StarCraft universe. Some cool stuff there. There you go, there's a quick summary of all of the cool Overwatch related stuff you can earn just by playing a few games of Heroes, all of the free stuff you can get in Heroes of the Storm for doing so as well, the new Nexus Challenge, and of course D.Va coming as well. As soon as D.Va's live, I'll have a new voice lines and interactions videos for her, because Heroes of the Storm has all new voice work, voice lines and interactions on top of Overwatch, which is really, really cool as well. What do you think of this? Are you going to be playing Heroes? Do you think this is a really cool bunch of free stuff? And what do you think of that Police Officer D.Va skin? Do let me know in the comments. Cheers for tuning in, guys. For all of my usual Overwatch lore videos, story interactions, animated short analysis, comics and more, check the playlist below if you've not seen those already. I will have map lore, skin lore and more coming later this week. Great to see ya. I've been Hammy. Take it easy.